Yay, it works. Okay, good. Now I can get going. Oh, and I have a viewer. Hello, viewer. I gotta make sure I'm keeping tabs on my Twitter in case anyone messages me, because that's probably the best way for you to message me while I'm doing these, which I really wish I had remembered last one. I just kind of told everyone to use the chat window that's I can see, but I don't think anyone else knows exists. But if you would like to talk to me, you can tweet me at Shaded Areas and I will respond in the video. So I'm working on, if you were watching before, I'm working on the rest of that final image. I laid down the pencils already. It is Wally holding a Groot in a boot. And now I'm going to start inking with my Micron, which, for these, I don't know if I should be going more instructional. I wasn't planning on it because it turns out the instructional thing last time really drained me. I think for those videos, the public ones, I'm going to do them as is and then voice over more instructional stuff. Like basically do a bunch of demonstrations, but then chop up that info and record a new voiceover for it. That's the goal. If anyone does find their way to this chat window, then I can see I am watching that also. I just, don't know if anyone else knows how to find it. Because I don't actually know how Google Hangouts works. I'm presuming whoever is watching this is doing so via YouTube, which I don't think shows you the actual chat window, even during a live event. So there's my little Groot. And there's his boot. Now we start building Wally. Now, I'm going through these lines pretty quick because I'm not horribly concerned with how well they come out, as long as they approximate the shapes. Because in a minute, the watercolor is going to come down, and that's going to make this whole thing look choppier and messier anyway, so getting perfect lines is almost pointless. because the watercolor will be very imperfect on purpose. Now the tricky part is going to be later in the color when I have to age Wally, because the line work is very clean and boxy, but Wally is a little worn down in the movie. So I'm going to need to add a lot of rust spots and degradation and wear and tear, dents and scrapes. And implying that with color more than with lines is the goal. Just don't know how well it's going to play out. Hmm. My chair is very squeaky. And I don't know if my one viewer is someone who draws, but if you are, you know that sometimes just making a movement from doing a curved line like these versus doing a vertical or angled straight line like these, there's a lot of big movements your body has to make to accommodate those. Like I'm basically leaning over, almost falling out of my chair to get my arm in the right position to drop those lines. Whew. Wally's eyes are tiring, it turns out. Or maybe just doing this at all is tiring because having to remember to talk basically to myself while drawing is a very different awareness than I'm used to having. See, now I'm hoping that as I gain more Patreon supporters, I can improve my tech equipment and start doing live stream drawing more often through a service like Twitch or something, where, I can basically improve on, one, the quality of what you're seeing, and then have a second little window, like, where's my hand? Like way down. Actually, I'll probably put it up in this corner, where you can see my face making little frustrated faces and talking that way, so you can do that, and that'd be cool. I have dreams, essentially. And they include doing more live things. Now, in terms of composing the trash pile back here, I don't really have any rhyme or plan about this. So I'm just kind of making a mess and then dropping in random objects wherever I feel appropriate. All right. Whew. I really don't know what I should be babbling about, but I feel like I should be saying something. Basically spent most of today running errands at the post office and got the last of my Christmas commission sent out. Working on this now, was testing a lot of video stuff to get this ready. After I finish this tonight, I have to get the webcomic ready to post, Zombid Spec, because that goes live at midnight. I also, tonight is the night I have to post the podcast for Phone Hugs and Therapy, because this is one of the Wednesdays that it posts, because it does every other Wednesday, so I don't always have to think about this on Tuesdays, but today I do. Just decided I want this to be a toaster. A brave little toaster. All right, lines are down. Now to erase all the pencil background. A little bit more over here. That is pretty clean. All right. Now, here's my water jug. No, that's not good. Oh, wait, found it. Okay. Let's see, we're going to need a lot of earth tones, so we'll start with that palette. Get the big brush out first. I'm also going to need a yellow. I want an orangey yellow. All right. Splash that down pretty rough there. And actually, this almost entire page is going to get this wash as a base color. Actually, I think it is the entire page. I don't see one spot that will not get this color. Aside from where I dropped in the yellow in the background. Okay, now we're going to swap out two brushes. Let's get something a little bit more controlled. Just taking a quick moment to check Twitter and see if the one person who's listening or who's watching has posted any questions, but nope. So I'm going to keep going. As if nothing happened, because nothing did. I do need to make a minor adjustment, though, because I need to be able to see the reference images now, because I'm getting into more nuanced color schemes. Okay. All right, let's get some grays. Whoever the Patreon viewer I do have is I would very much appreciate it, which obviously you don't have to, but if at the end of whenever you're done watching, you don't have to watch all the way to the end of this, obviously, but whenever you're finished, if you would be so kind as to drop me a line on the Patreon messaging system, or you can message me directly any way that's convenient to you, and just let me know how you thought this went and if there was something I could have done differently to make it better. Because this is my first time, and feedback is going to be a huge help in planning these out in the future. Because I do want to do one each month. Now, I don't know how obvious it is on monitor, but there have been more than a few times since I've started painting this that I've moved, that I've splashed one color out of bounds, like outside the lines. And I've made no effort to try to fix that on the spot, which may seem weird if you can see it. If you haven't seen it, then you don't know what I'm talking about. You didn't notice. But I don't bother much trying to fix things while I'm still dropping big washes of color until I get to the smaller point brushes. I won't make a big deal out of trying to stay within the lines. Obviously I'm aiming to, but if I miss, I miss. And I will adjust it later. Even though watercolor is not terribly forgiving when you do that. But I kind of like the textures that it creates in the process. Like right now, I'm painting these little divot rotation points on Wally's neck. But the trash pile back here isn't dry yet, so some of the black is bleeding into the burnt sienna. And it'll create a little bit of a halo, which I'm just going to let happen. What am I missing? I totally put these slashes going in the wrong direction, but that's going to be okay too. I don't spend a lot of time nitpicking, is my point. Let's see here. My favorite is when I'm observing a line and trying not to cross it for no reason, and then I realize that everything on the other side of the line is the same color. So it's just wasted carefulness. Now at the end of all this, I will have this available as a print or a poster. That's an important distinction to make because posters are 11 by 17 and prints are usually a lot smaller. The one downside about my burnt umber that I'm dropping in now is it always comes out really thin. No matter how much I try to thicken it up in the pan, it still comes out like a thin wash. You'll see later that some of the more vivid colors, like my yellows and my blues, will just pop right out immediately. I don't know if this is going to have any blues. This might end up just being a red-yellow spectrum. I'm going to definitely have greens. There'll be some greens that pop out that you'll notice later. What the hell is that? For some reason, I can't tell if you can see this, but I'm looking up at my monitor, and right there is a purple spot. But that is not the color that it is on the canvas, or on the watercolor paper. It is brown there. Just a little bit of a weird reflection, I guess. Or maybe it's haunted. Which is entirely possible, because that's how ghosts work. Yeah, so because the brown is so thin, once I'm done laying all this in, I'm going to have to wait for it to dry and then do a second layer of brown over most of this brown. But a lot of watercoloring is just watching paint dry. So this is not abnormal in any context. Adding a little bit of texture into the ground. Make it look a little bit more murky, choppy, less even. There we go. A little bit more stone play and whatnot. Good. Good, good, good. Uh-oh. I have a feeling this screen has not been updating. Come on. Oh, wait, no. There we go. Okay. Is it? Yeah. Sorry, sometimes my screen shows no movement. Like I'll look up and realize the last 4 things I did are no longer appearing on the screen, and it makes me nervous. So soften that edge a little bit. There we go. That is a good effect. All right, now I'm gonna need, this is gonna be tricky. Need this to be brighter. So I did see that my viewer vanished and then another one showed up, and it might be the same person, but if it's not, I'm just going to re-announce that if you would like to ask me any questions or interact with me while I'm doing this, then you should message me on Twitter at Shaded Areas. I mean, if you message me on Tumblr or anything else too, I will probably notice, but I'm paying less attention only because Twitter on my phone makes a noise, whereas if I get a Tumblr message, it does not. So it won't, those I will not see unless there's a break. But I will check. And Facebook I'm not even going to bother with because I don't even have Messenger installed, let alone any of the other stuff they want me to be using. All right, I came in a little heavy with some of this yellow. Or I guess ochre. So I'm going to pad some of it up. Just so when it dries, it matches across objects. There we go. Boot. Should put some focus on the boot. What do I want the light to be coming from? There we go. Light's going to be coming from this side. That is what I just decided. Right in front of you. You watched me do it. All right. Nice little craggy effect back there. All right, what's next? I did really darken his eyes, didn't I? I forgot to soften those up. One of the neat things about watercolor is if you get in there early enough, you can still pull up some of the strong colors as needed. There we go. That definition is going to be a lot better. Now there's an actual separation from one eye to the next. And I lost my viewer again. Oh wait, we had another viewer. Could be the same person, could be someone new. Either way, welcome. And if it's the same person, then thank you for sticking with me this long. And if it's a new person, thank you for tuning in. All right, so we're going to add some dramatic shade right on that inside curve. Just going to watch the top here. Make sure it doesn't bleed out too much. Same with the inside over here. Nope, lost the person again. Oh, bother. Oh, nope, new person. It's probably now with the same person, just having some kind of technical issue. Maybe I'm having a technical issue and I can't tell on my side. That is entirely possible. Although, by all technicality, for being a private event where only 20 people can access it, having one person even try over and over again is a huge compliment. When I had it, the one earlier for all of the public anywhere, I maxed out at like 5 people watching, so, you know, even one person is still a huge treat when that's what, 5%? 5% of my target audience has shown up for this. Might make this car blue. It's in the right zone of the image that if it pops out, it won't be a bad thing. I could try. I'm just going to drop a splash of black into this and see how it blends in to darken this brown so I don't have to keep doing layer after layer after layer. Although now I think I've added too much water. But this little splashy effect might pan out. So those are pretty strong dabs showing up, but as the water disperses and gets pulled in by the page, this may actually work out. And I can kind of help it along just by tilting. Basically, letting gravity encourage the paints to move around a little bit. Really trying to clean up some of these shadows and make them better, stronger, faster. Another thing I should mention, since this is the first time I'm doing this and I wish I knew more about this stuff, but I wanted to have music playing, but the last time I tried to do a test run of these and I had music playing, YouTube would not let me download it because I had used, like, some of the songs that were playing in the background were copywritten. So I didn't want to risk that this time. But I want to figure out how to play music without it wrecking everything. I think I just need to find the right songs. There we go. Nice dark building. What was splotchy a few minutes ago is now just more dark and grainy. I really hope that if that is the same person who's logging in and out over and over, that it's not because this is going poorly in connectivity style. I probably should have rebooted my computer between this live cast and the one I did before it, like right before it. I'm probably running out of buffer space or something. I don't think we're going to finish this in one sitting, which I kind of knew I wasn't going to, but you know, sometimes I luck out and the thing is faster than I expect it to be. All right, let's get some shadow on the trunk over here. Definitely want it lighter than that. That I made a little bit darker. There we go. Oh, when I'm done with this, I am so checking to see if Hulu has a new episode of Cowboy Bebop up. That is exactly what I'm doing next. And that is what I will watch or leave on while I am working on webcomics and stuff. I wonder if I can do a screen capture this way. Because if I could record me doing the webcomics, that'd probably be vaguely interesting to somebody somewhere. I'm specifically trying to make Wally seem a little dirtier by pulling up content in some areas. I suppose the alternate thing could be that the person who's watching, their connection keeps dropping in and out, and that is why it keeps looking like they're leaving. But I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know why I'm still guessing. I guess when you're talking to yourself, you grab whatever you can think of. Gotta stop trying to whistle. I do that when I'm alone. I probably shouldn't be doing it into the computer. Just because even if you like whistling, probably doesn't sound great through a computer. Sorry, I had gotten a tweet and I was checking on it, but it was just someone retweeting my announcement that this was happening. Probably can't get this darker up here at this point. Yeah, probably not. But it came in really heavy. That is not how I wanted that to go. But I think I can still thin it out. Trying to think of what else I should try to do, given that I'm going to keep this up for about another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to tap out. Maybe even less than that. I do currently have 0 viewers showing. So, nope, there's one. Oh, I'm just getting way more tired than I thought I was going to. The other thing is, like, this whole painting is still basically wet, and I need to start moving into detail, so I don't think there's anything else I can do with this right this moment. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it. Actually, there's one more thing I can do. So I'm going to do this, darken up the windows back here. I guess the frames, and then the windows are going to be more something else. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. But I can lay in this for the moment. But I'm going to wrap this up. I know it's a little earlier than intended. I've only been at it for about an hour and 10 minutes. But I think the next time I do one of these, it's only going to be for an hour for public, and then an hour for Patreon, because the first live stream that I did today it went on for way longer than it probably should have. So I have now learned that an hour is a much more appropriate time for me to be doing something like this. I also wish that I had thought of telling the viewers during the first one to tweet with me, because that might have gotten some communication going. As while I certainly don't mind talking to myself, it is always better to be responding to someone else, in my opinion. I am noticing that doing this live, there is an extra level of awareness that I'm not used to. Like when I'm painting or drawing on my own, I'm pretty relaxed. Like, it's not very tiring at all. when I'm doing it in public, it's a little bit more tiring. And I knew that was because there's an awareness of movement around me. But now, doing it online, I'm noticing that I'm also getting tired and actually faster than when I do it in public. And I think that's because I know for a fact that I have to treat this entire broadcast like someone's watching. And there's this whole separate level of pressure and awareness tied to that. Like when I'm in public, people might be watching, but even if they are, they're probably not going to watch very long. So I don't have to be too concerned with it mentally, but there's definitely a heightened awareness that is taking an extra drain out of my system this way. So I will have to account for that also in the future. Yeah. I think all in all, that's a pretty good start. But that is going to do it for me for now. So thank you to my one watcher. Hopefully you'll send me a line or a message or something either through Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon, whatever you have at your convenience to get a hold of me with, and tell me how you think this went. I'd love any feedback or suggestions that you can offer. I'll probably schedule another live cast for Patreon only for sometime next week, early next week, like maybe the 21st, to finish this up. But yeah, I think it's going to come out pretty good when I'm done with it. Excuse me. I'm going to get myself some coffee, and then I'm going to work on some webcomics and some podcasts and stuff. So thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting me at Patreon, and have a lovely evening. I hope this was at least partially entertaining. I'm going to wave.